people, we thank you all for being here and being a part of our Bible study. And we pray that we'll continue to grow and we'll get more and more of our members here, because this is important. It's very important that we all grow and learn and study together. All right, let us bow our heads. Eternal God, our Father, once again, we want to say thank you for this day. We thank you, Lord, for your grace, love, and your mercy. We thank you for this opportunity just to come into the house of prayer, to study your word, to learn more who you created us to be and who we are to be in you. So, Father, tonight we surrender these vessels to you. We present them to you as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable unto you, which is our reasonable service. And we pray to God that you would use us for the glorifying of your kingdom. Lord, speak through me now. Bring back to my remembrance all those things that I need to share with your people. And Lord, whatever it is that they may have to share one with another, Lord, let it all come forth that we may all be lifted and encouraged. And I pray that something will be said and done tonight, Lord God, that will encourage those that will join us live on Facebook. Whatever it is that they're going through, Lord, that something be said that will increase their faith so that they will know that there's a value in having tested faith. So, Lord, tonight we know that faith cometh by hearing, and hearing cometh by hearing the word of God. Let us hear what it is you desire us to hear tonight. We ask all these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right, we're going to continue tonight once again talking about the value of tested faith. And I just want to go back for just a moment to look at the last thing that we covered, which was what to do when your faith falters. Sometimes we all face situations where our faith falters and we don't get what we've been waiting on, or it doesn't happen the way that we've been waiting on it to happen, and we tend to falter a little bit. We start to doubt or start to feel as if we need to give up or want to give up, but we can't give up. We can't quit. As I look at all the things that are happening right now, if there's ever been a time where Christians need to know how to be Christian and have courage, it's right now. Amen. We need to have courage. And one of the things that I'm really disturbed about, and I'm going to go ahead and put this out here, is I'm going to use just like this. I'm tired. But what I'm saying is I'm tired of. I'm not tired of doing. I'm tired of. Yeah. I'm tired of all the bickering in church. Yeah. I'm tired of all the not getting along in church. Because there's a greater situation happening outside, but we're still bickering inside. Amen. How are we going to fight what's really going on if we still can't get along? We don't speak. We're not doing what we need to do. Are y'all with me? Yeah. Because there's something bigger happening. And it's bigger than you didn't speak to me or you didn't say it right. We got to grow up. Bottom line, we got to grow up. Okay? Because we got to get in the real fight. Are y'all with me? Yes. And y'all know what the real fight is. You see what's happening. Yes. I mean, if there's ever a time that we got to stand up, and I'm not so much saying just Christians, I'm talking about people. Yes. This is just about right and wrong. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian or whatever religion you're with. We have to all come together and make sure we stand against what's happening. And it's going to take faith, courage, and boldness to do it. It doesn't matter who you're with and where you are. We're going to have to do it together. So we got to get over these little old small things of not speaking to folks. Or you hurt my feelings or whatever. We got to get over that. Because the fight is going to require more than your feelings. Am I making sense?
Yes, you are. Amen.
We got to deal with this foolishness and move on. We got to move on. We got to grow up and we got to move on. And we got to press forward to get into the real fight. I was telling my son this evening, I said, I've been praying and I've been asking the Lord, is there ever going to be a time where we can do what the Bible said and do it like the Bible said we were supposed to do it? In the book of Acts, it said several people came together and they did what? They turned cities and nations upside down. Just a few people. Not a lot, just a few. And we got church full of folks, but what are we doing? We're not turning anything upside down, I can assure you. So we've got to, if we're going to have faith, we're going to have to see faith without what is dead. Okay, we got to put some action with our faith. And now is the time that it's going to have to happen. You can't just be going to church talking about, oh, the Lord sure rained down on our services today. And I laid my hands on my car and got a new car and I got a new house and everybody in the neighborhood going to hell. That stuff is old. It's got to go. We're living at a time where we got to stand up for what the Word of God told us to stand up for. The souls and the rights of people. Am I making any sense in here? We got to do better.
Yeah.
We can't just be a church that's going to have services on Sunday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
We got to do better. So are y'all with me? I had to get that off because it's been bothering me. I've been listening to all the stuff that's going on, and it bothers me.
Yeah.
I think about, I'm going to just use myself and then I'm going to move on. I served 9 years in the military for this country. Served 33 years on the streets in this state, in this country. And then now, I'm a little too dark that somebody may not like me in 2017. But I gave up all those years to serve this country. So we just going to sit down and have church and do nothing, right? No, we're not. That's not the way it works. It can't work like that. Because that's a lot to give up and then do nothing. Am I making sense? All right, y'all stay with me. The first point we want to talk about tonight comes out of Matthew chapter number 17. So let's go there. I wanted to get all that out because we got to do something. And we got to start now. We can't keep waiting and say, oh, it's going to happen. No, we have to do something. So we can't just learn what all we're learning in here and then not take it outside. Okay? We've got to do better. Matthew 17, and we're going to start at verse 17 and go through 20. So if you want to go ahead and read Matthew 17 through 20, and we'll go ahead and begin our first bullet on our outline tonight.
And Jesus answered, O you unbelieving, warped, wayward, rebellious, and thoroughly perverse generation, how long am I to remain with you? How long am I to bear with you? Bring him here to me. And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him, and the boy was cured instantly. Then the disciples came to Jesus and asked privately, why could we not drive it out? He said to them, because of the littleness of your faith, that is, your lack of firmly relying trust. For truly I say to you, if you have faith that is living, like a grain of mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to yonder place, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible to you.
All right, our first point we want to make tonight. Jesus can turn small faith into sufficient faith. Jesus can turn small faith into sufficient faith. Now, when we look at this, if you go back up to verse number 14, this is about a boy that Jesus healed, and this boy was sick. When Jesus and his followers came back to the crowd, a man came to Jesus and bowed down before him. The man said, Lord, have mercy on my son. He has epilepsy or seizures and is suffering very much because he often falls into the fire or into the water. He said, I brought him to your followers, but they could not cure him. Now, you heard my opening statement. How much of what's been happening throughout history, people have been coming to the church and nothing has been changed. Y'all didn't leave me, did you? Just imagine. I've been coming to church, but ain't nothing changed. I've been bringing this to church, but nothing changed. Can you see this man? I brought him to your people, and they say they supposed to be able to help him, but they couldn't. How many people you think today are saying the same thing? I came to the church, but the church, they're not worshiping you anymore. The church is not doing what it used to do. The church ain't praying like it used to. The church is not doing what they used to. They're not living holy. They're not living righteous. Now, I don't know what to do, but they say you're supposed to be able to help me. Am I making sense? Y'all didn't leave me, did you? So, look at this now. He said, I brought him to your followers, but they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered, you people have no faith. No faith. Okay, No faith. Faith causes us to do something, right? But the disciples, even though they had done many things, they had not yet learned enough to do what needed to be done in this situation. I'm going somewhere. Many of you have been coming to church, but how many of you have learned what you need to learn to deal with some of the stuff you're dealing with? How many of you slept on that class? You follow me? How many of you were listening to something else or paying attention to your cell phone and you missed what you needed because you really weren't paying attention? And then next week something hit you that you didn't know how to handle, but it was talked about last week or the week before. But you missed it. So here it is. They've been walking with Jesus, but yet don't know what to do with this particular situation. They didn't have the faith that they needed and didn't understand what they needed. But watch this now. God allows situations that we cannot handle to come into our lives to reveal to us that we still need him. Okay. If you look around society now, you probably ask the question, why is this happening? Why are things happening the way they are? And you would think that a lot of churches would step up and say, let's go. We know what to do with this. But we're not really seeing that immobilization. Yeah. And I think it's because, oh ye of little faith, and courage and boldness. Where is it? We're just like them. We don't have it. We're afraid. We're afraid. Stay with me. He allowed this situation to come so that he could teach them. I believe we got a situation right now coming so that we can learn too. That we're not where we thought we were. Because this ain't going to name and claim, blab and grab, fix nothing. Yeah. We got to go do something now. We got to take a stand and do something. You can't just go out there and just like, oh yes, this is going to be fixed. I'm going to throw my hands up. You got to do more than that. Yes. But are we willing? I heard that Sunday a couple of times. I'm hearing it now. Are we willing? Or are we just going to say, that ain't my fight? When is it going to be your fight? Stay with me. They could not drive out this demon, and they asked Jesus why. This shows us that we cannot do things in our own ability. They knew a lot, but they didn't know enough. I'm going to say that again. They knew a lot, but they didn't know enough. How much do we know, but we still need to know more? See, it's this Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. We ought not to have room, because this is the time to learn. This is the time to ask questions. This is the time that we ought to be able to get down and dirty with stuff that we need to know so that we can get in the fight. Yeah. But look what we got. Grateful for what we got. But this ought to be the place that's packed out. It really should. Watch this. This shows us we cannot do what? Things in our own ability. All we need is a little mustard seed faith, and we can get things done. Watch this. 18 said, Jesus commanded the demon, and it came out of him, and the boy was healed from that time on. The followers came to Jesus when he was alone and asked, why couldn't we force the demon out? He said, because your faith is too small. Most of us want to believe we got enough faith. Yeah. Most of us in your prophecy want to believe we got enough faith that we can do anything. But the truth is, that's not true. Yeah. That's not true. That's why you're still having these crises in your life. That's why things are still happening around you. That's why things are happening, so you can see that you still need more work. That you still need to study more. You still need to pray more. You still need to fast. You still need the Lord to get through these things. Am I making sense? Let me show you what I mean. When I went in the military, there were a lot of things I didn't know. A lot of things I didn't know. I knew how to shoot a gun the way they taught you in the country. I knew how to hunt. Yeah. I knew how to do some things. I knew how to wrestle, fight the way you fight on the streets. But I was getting getting ready to take on something totally different. So they had to teach me to fight the Marine way. Okay, so when you get off the bus, you step on some yellow footprints. And after you get on the footprint, they take you into this place and strip you of everything you brought with you, including your hair. Okay? Including your hair. They cut everything off of you that can be cut. They strip everything off of you that can be stripped. And then they dress you their way.
Yeah.
Okay? Stay with me now. I'm going somewhere. They dress you their way. They put boots on your feet. They put fatigues on your body. They cut your hair so everybody look alike. And then they make you talk alike.
Yeah. Got you.
Everybody say yes in the same way. Everybody. You bark the same way. You march the same way. You talk the same way. But guess what else you do? You fight the same way.
That's right.
Okay, let's picture this as boot camp. This is boot camp. We missing soldiers. So if we train these in here tonight and the rest of the year to fight, and then everybody else shows up, guess what's going to happen? Instead of carrying your weapons, you got to drag the other people that don't know. Which will get all of us killed.
That's right.
You see where we are?
Readiness.
You got to be prepared. You got to be ready. So they teach you how to fight. And when you first get started, everybody's out of step.
Yeah.
People are not obedient to the commands. Everything is just crazy. But the more you start doing this, the more everything starts clicking. Why? We're training together. We're learning to fight together.
Yeah.
We stand up for each other. We ain't killing each other.
That's right.
Like the church is today. We fight together. And that's the mindset we got to start getting in church. We must fight together. Are y'all with me? You're talking about fight. Yeah. The Bible said we wrestle not against. That's a fight. Right? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Pastor, I want to add to that. That took me down memory lane a little bit. And like you were saying, we have missing church members and you're teaching how we're supposed to be like spiritually combative and dealing with things. And say a couple of people, administrative or sick, they're out a few days. If some way you can't get caught up with your drill sergeant, you're going to go all the way to the back and be a restart. And you're not going to stop. You're not going to stop your company battalion from moving on.
We call it recycle in the Marines.
Restart. And they're going to move on because you're on the schedule. You're on the schedule. Everything is training is planned. So a few people, they call it the weak link. You're going to have to restart with the next class or next group, but everything you driving on. And that's the mindset church going to have to start getting. Yeah.
I mean, really and truly, that's the mindset we got to get.
Right.
Those of us who are willing, we got to press on and keep going.
That's right.
But this is what's got to happen. You got to learn everything you can so that you can train those that's got to start over.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because somebody's got to teach them and show them how to do it.
That's right.
So you got to get all you can. You can't be skipping out on training.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
You got to get all you can get so you can fight.
Yes.
Okay. I think we're going somewhere. So now we're marching together. We tapping. You can hear just one. And if we get out of step, you will hear that one that's out of step. You're going to know it because you don't hear that one sound. Tap, 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 tap. You're going to know when it's out of step.
Exactly.
But right now, the church doesn't know when it's out of step
Exactly.
because we don't know each other. We don't fight together enough to know each other.
Yeah.
We're not praying together enough to know each other. Everybody is selfish and after what they can get.
Yeah.
You can't be that way in the military. It's a unit and everybody's got to do it together. And whether I like you or not, I can't let you die by yourself like that. We got to try to fight and win together. That's the mindset we all got to get in church. My brother's struggling spiritually. I can't let him die. My sister's struggling spiritually. I can't let her die. And we got to fight. I got to pray. Even when I know it's something else I want to do, I got to pray because she's still fighting and she might lose it if I don't pray. Y'all with me? Mm-hmm. This is what we got to start doing. This is how we got to start thinking. Mm-hmm. Y'all still there? Mm-hmm. Because small faith can be turned into sufficient faith if we'll just have mustard seed faith and trust God. Yeah. Okay? Any questions or comments about this before I move on? Yes.
You think that every believer, every Christian should be able to cast out demons?
The Bible said these signs shall follow them that believe.
But I don't see anybody except for on television casting out demons anymore.
If you think about it, let me tell you why that may be. If I keep you coming back to me, what does that do? If I'm the specialist, you got to come see the who? Specialist.
Yeah.
So now we want to make it look like there's only one or two people who can do this so that we can go to the one or two people. No. Now who keeps getting fat? The one or two people.
Exactly.
But if we all will obey the word of God and do what he said, all of us supposed to be able to do this who believe. Yeah. That's what the word said.
You have to believe.
You gotta believe.
Because if not, you can't stand up there. You're gonna be like them sons of Sceva. Them things gonna tear you up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spirits are real.
Absolutely.
Yes, they are.
But I'm as we get down to this and we cover it tonight, I'm gonna show you why it's possible now. But we gotta do it his way. The way the word said. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I believe it's possible. I was gonna say it, but she started saying it, so I'll say it some more. Spiritual warfare takes a toll on the people that are doing in battle. I mean, it's literally
you taking darts and arrows.
Yes.
So if I come against an evil spirit in you, there has to be a preparation involved for the people. So you'll notice that there's a lot of services, but particularly for that. When you cast out a devil, it has to have somewhere to go. Yes. So a lot of times you'll see us in church, if we start doing anything, a lot of times we'll ask the people around us pray because we don't want to see the spirit leave this person and enter somebody else, which I know that it happened before. Yeah. So, and then also it takes a toll on the person who's dealing with it. Yes. You can go home, won't be able to sleep, end up being just as sick as the person that you ended up casting stuff off. Your dreams won't be the same. Your life won't be the same. Yes. So it takes a huge toll. And now to jump on your side for a second, if you have a bivocational pastor, you have a pastor that has a lot of other stuff going on, 9 times out of 10, he don't have the time, energy, or the effort to put towards casting out devils and going into spiritual warfare because he has his own warfare that he's fighting. Yeah. With his bills, with his regular life. So that's why it's always been said, being a pastor can't be a part-time job.
It can't be.
Because if you're going to really do what all it takes and what all the Bible tells you to, it takes a lot of commitment. So that's why you don't see a lot of people doing it because it's hard.
And not only that, they have a lot of preachers, not pastors. And that's where you don't see that because he's just a preacher. Yeah. He's not a pastor.
And pastors, if you've been called to this, you love the sheep.
Thank you.
You're not just there for a check.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, even what he's saying, just with people in general, a lot of people won't do it because it's difficult.
Yeah. It takes a lot of prayer time. It takes a lot of fasting time. It takes a lot out of you. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of times when I just use, for example, she and I are going through it and y'all don't know it. Yeah. There are times we feel what y'all are going through, we talk about it. Yeah. And y'all don't even know it, but we know it because we're hurting. We feel it. We see it in dreams. We see your faces. So we know what's going on and we're praying and trying to get through it with you. But then we got to pick ourselves up come Sunday and all those other days when y'all are around us and not be like, they look like they're doing all right. And you don't even know we dragging all of that weight you dragging. Sometimes to the point of sickness. And y'all don't even see it because God just keeps giving us strength to keep going. But we got your stuff on us. Yeah.
And also, Mr. B, I don't know if you were here that Sunday. I can't remember. I can't remember if you were here when we actually, he wasn't. Okay, when we actually dealt with that was not my intention. I went up there to do something else, but when I stood up there, this thing was bold. Yeah. But I was determined, oh no, you ain't got that kind of power not in here. So we had to call it out, and they decided they were going to attack me.
And it did attack her.
Yeah.
And I could not breathe. I could not speak. I couldn't do nothing.
She kept saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
And poor
so we had to start praying for her at that
point. She called up. She get home, and he was telling her, my wife tired. She, you think she tired? What about me? She was over there too, trying to get through. And Dez was there. You know, it was just a battle.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of times people know that, so they ain't trying to touch that.
Yeah.
And if you've actually been in the presence or in a service where that's taking place,
that's so scary.
You can get scared.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, you can get scared.
I've seen it a lot.
Yeah. that is very scary because I mean those spirits are real. They're not playing.
And they are in churches everywhere.
Everywhere.
They go to church. They go to church with people every week.
Yes, they
do.
Every week.
Yeah.
Extremely strong.
So that's why I said we got to get in the fight.
And it's time.
We got to get in the fight.
Because we actually had a situation where we were casting out a demon, and this guy, he wasn't even a huge guy. Yeah. And we saw the demon manifest. It took 3 of us to restrain him.
Yes.
So that the prophet at the time could continue on because he was trying to attack the prophet physically. Yeah. And this was one of the nicest guys that I knew at the time. He was a really nice guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Not like a huge guy he was probably smaller than my dad.
Yeah.
But when that thing manifested, that's why I said he was smaller. But it took 3 of us to just hold him back so that he couldn't get at it.
It's strong, man.
Yes, they are. Because I remember Des just brought that back to my attention. We was in the service one night, and this little teenage girl, they called the spirit out of her. That girl was in the back of the church. I mean, when I say she got down like a snake. She was on the floor crawling like a snake, and she was just going and just, I don't know what was coming out of her. Yeah. It was just, I'm like, and that child, strong. You run up there if you want to, you better be ready.
So do y'all see where we gotta get to?
Yeah.
Gotta get stronger.
We've got to get stronger in our faith and in the word.
Yes.
We need greater vision. We need greater hearing. We need greater discernment. Because in this hour, it's needed.
Yes.
We can't just come to church, go home, live 5 or 6 days like we want to, and then come to church, think everything gonna change, eat 1 meal and go live 6 days with nothing. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta train in the spirit to fight in the spirit. And we gotta change our mindset. Gotta change our mindset. All right? Let's go further. You got something else?
And I hope they got you, Mr. B. But yes, all Christian, all believers have the ability.
Have the ability.
To cast out demons.
If you believe like the word says, you can.
What? Yes.
Yeah. All right. Our next point. Let's move forward. Mark 9:23. Let's go there. Anything is possible with faith. Anything is possible with faith. That's our next bullet. Anything is possible with faith. Mark 9:23. It's amazing to walk out and just be in a place. I don't like you. I don't even know you. But it's not them talking to you.
Right.
To just walk up to somebody and you hear that growling, I don't like you. It happens.
Yeah.
That's a spirit in them that don't like the spirit that's in you.
Yes.
It happens all the time.
Yes.
People just get mad and just go to saying stuff to you. Yeah, that's a spirit.
It's scary.
All right. Are we at Mark 9:23? Read that verse, please.
And Jesus said, you say to me, if you can do anything, why? All things are possible to him who believes.
All right. Again, there was a sick boy brought to him, and he said, if you can. If you can. If you can. Y'all remember him saying that? Mm-hmm. Back in verse number 22, the spirit often throws him into a fire or in the water to kill him. If you can do anything for him. That's what the man said now. Please have compassion on us and help us. Did y'all catch what just happened?
Yeah.
Help us. He wants help for everybody. Because this boy is driving everybody crazy because of what's happening in him. And so now Jesus responds to the Father. You said, if you can. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Let's look at what happened. He lost hope after he took his son to the disciples and they could not help him. So now it's not a surprise that he walks up to Jesus and says, if you can. If these 2, 3, 4, 5 were supposed to be able to, you would have done the same thing. You would have met Jesus and then been thinking, well, I had those 5, they couldn't do nothing, so if you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do y'all see it?
Yes.
Not really just questioning Jesus, but he didn't have any hope because they couldn't do anything.
Yes.
So now he says, if you can. Watch this though. He said, if you can. He is not saying if you believe you can have any and everything. Look what Jesus said. He said, let me catch back up. What verse did you read? 23. Let me get back up. He said, you said, all things are possible for the one who believes. All things are possible for the one who believes. All things are possible for the one who believes. Now, when you first read that, it says, I can just ask for anything and get it. How many of you read that and thought that's exactly what that meant? If you can believe anything is possible, you can get anything you want. That is not the case. That is not what that verse is talking about. So don't you think you can just go out here and ask for anything you want and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. That's not what he's saying. What he's telling this man is if you can believe, you can have what you're asking for. Which is your son to be healed of this demonic spirit.
Yeah.
Okay? Y'all with me? He responding to the man's request to heal his son. And all this will be made possible if the man believes in the Lord. Am I making sense? Mm-hmm. We can't have everything we ask for, but we can have all things we need to serve the Lord. Mm-hmm. This young man couldn't serve the Lord. In fact, his family couldn't even serve him the way they needed to because this boy was terror. You know how it is now? Everybody keeps saying, well, I can't bring these kids to church. They just like, what them things? They just like Tasmanian devils. I just can't control them. I'm trying to figure out how did so many people have children before all these folks had babies now?
Yeah.
And we couldn't run all over the church. We couldn't run all over the grocery store. Why is it that they can't stop now? I can tell you why. They ain't getting that butt toe up enough.
Exactly. Exactly.
It wasn't no acting up nowhere when you went with Claudette.
Exactly.
Because you knew what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And if you do it enough at home, I'm telling you, it won't happen outside your doors.
Amen. Amen.
But it's got to happen at home first. Because if you think you're going to tighten it up out here and change it, not when he can do it every day at home. You got to discipline them at home first. And then they know when they leave the doors, I got to act like I did at home. See, we've lost control. We've let go of some things. Y'all still here? Mm-hmm. But they couldn't do anything. But the Lord told them, if you can believe, your son can receive what you want him to receive. So I keep hearing, if y'all can believe, all of this can be changed that y'all are seeing. If y'all can believe.
You know, Pastor, and that's something I was thinking about yesterday when the president and all of those people were talking. I'm saying, one of the religious believers, one of the preachers say that he's going to have all these pastors to go to the White House. And I'm saying, that's not what we need. What we need is for you to collect all these pastors to have a day of prayer and fasting.
And for all the pastors to start preaching the truth and telling people that they need to have faith and courage and boldness and get up and start having some action with some faith.
Yes.
That's what's got to happen. We can't just sit in the pews and just wish the pie gonna fall and everybody gonna get a piece and we're gonna just do right. Why do you think the Bible talks about justice so much? Love justice. Carry out justice. Why do you think it's there for a reason? Because there's going to be people who is not going to let that happen. And we're supposed to be making sure it does. Am I making sense?
That's why the churches need to now in these troubled times, have that prayer and fasting.
They always prayed before they had great movements of God. Throughout the Bible, you'll see that. But once you get through praying, you got to put some action together.
Yeah.
I think the church has done well with the prayer part. Maybe not enough, but they know that's what they were supposed to do. But there was no action.
Yeah.
Because we are so divided.
See?
Yeah.
That's why I started out with what I did. We're killing each other inside the church, so how in the world are we going to mobilize on the outside?
Exactly.
Can't do it. All right, let's go further. The next thing we want to talk about, go to John 6. Faith is an attitude of expectation. Faith is an attitude of expectation. John chapter 6, verse 18 and 19. When you get it, you go right ahead and start reading.
Meanwhile, the sea was getting rough and rising high because of a great and violent wind that was blowing. However, when they had rowed 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the sea and approaching the boat, and they were afraid, terrified.
Y'all think there's some afraid and terrified folks living right now in the United States?
Of course.
Very much so. Very much so.
What do you think they're going to do, though? Run and hide? Get under a rock? Go get in the shed? What we going to do? There are a lot of people that are afraid right now. Afraid.
Yeah.
But what are we going to do? We can't be afraid. I can tell you that can't happen.
Yeah.
Okay? Watch this now. Faith is an attitude of expectation. Faith causes you and I to remember what Jesus did before, which causes us to wait with expectation to see what he's going to do now, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when I look at everything that's happening in the world, it's a setup for something great to happen.
Yes.
But nothing great ever happened without a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, doo, 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 doo. I guess everybody's like, God, he is preaching just fight, fight, fight tonight. I'm just saying. You look in the Bible. They prayed, fasted, and then what? Went to fight.
Yeah. True.
I don't care where you read the Bible. You're going to see the same thing.
It's true.
If nothing else, you're going to see this. They prayed, fasted, and then he told them to go to the edge of the battlefield and stand, and I'll give you orders after that.
Yeah.
But what was that? It was about to be a fight.
Mm-hmm.
But he told them, be still and know that I am God. It's not the battle is not yours, it's mine. But you do everything I tell you the way I tell you, so that when I do what I do, you're going to get the results I told you you're going to get.
Yes.
What we got to start seeing is results. So we need to start doing it the way he said do it, so that we can get results.
Yeah.
But what I see is a lot of people fighting for stuff and nothing else. I'm fighting for my new car, fighting for my new job, fighting for my new house, fighting for my new money, fighting for my new clothes. I hadn't heard nothing about fighting for a husband, fighting for a wife, fighting for children, fighting for justice, fighting for souls. Nothing. That's not what we're fighting for anymore. It's all about me, myself, and I. So that's why we got what we got.
Yeah.
So far, y'all see it here? All right, let's go further. What is expectation? It's a strong belief that something will happen.
Yeah.
When you get somebody that's got a strong belief that something will happen, you know what's going to happen? Something. It's a guarantee. When you get people with a strong expectation, something always happens. I can remember when we went to the Middle East. And when you get ready to go to war, let me tell you where your mind goes. Yeah, you got family back at home. I'm halfway on the other side of the world. I remember when they dropped me off so that I could catch the plane to go to the Middle East. And on the way, you get all that out your mind now. Look, I just left them. And I don't know when I'm coming back, but I'm assure you of this. I'm coming back. That's my mindset. And at that point, you don't care what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go back to what you left.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all with me now?
Yes.
Watch this. If you remember what Jesus brought you from, you can always face the next battle because you know he brought you from the last one.
That's right.
You face the next one because he brought you from the last one. And you keep facing battles because you got delivered from the last one. You with me?
That's right.
But if you never get delivered from nothing, you don't have the courage to stand up to nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's why you have history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they delivered us from this battle. He delivered us from that battle. He delivered us from that battle. So what did that tell me? I can get delivered from the next one. It's bigger, but I can get delivered from it. You got to start thinking that way. It wasn't that bad. It hurt, but I came through it. I got a scar. I got a little bit of a limp, but I came out. So what do I have to do for the next one? Y'all see what we are? Okay. A strong belief that something will happen. Every day in your life, you ought to get up believing something will happen today. What I've been praying for, something will happen today. I've been praying for my healing, something will happen today. If not, I'm going to get stronger today. Oh, I didn't get what I've been praying for. I'm going to seek and I'm going to get my deliverance. Something will happen today. I didn't have the courage to face this giant, but today something will happen. I'm standing up to this giant today. You got to start believing something will happen every day you get up. When your feet hit the floor, you ought to be believing something about to happen. And the devil ought to know. There they go getting up talking about something about to happen. That's what you ought to be saying every day. And the devil ought to be mad because you get up saying something good about to happen. And I know I'm about to destroy something in the spirit realm that's been destroying me.
Yes.
Am I making sense?
Yes.
If you don't start talking like that, I can assure you, you are going to be defeated. Because you don't believe that it's supposed to be any different. Let's go further. I got a little bit more time. Any questions about that? Attitude of expectation. The wind was blowing. The waves on the lake were getting bigger. And when they had rowed the boat about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Jesus walking on the water, coming toward the boat. The followers were afraid. You know why they were afraid? He didn't come before the storm started. See, that's how we believe. No, come before it starts. He never does. I got to let your marriage go to hell first. Then I'm going to deliver you. I ain't coming to stop it. I'm going to wait because you got some stuff you need to grow through. So I'm going to show up at night and I'm going to be walking on your situation and everybody else's, but I'm coming. But they got afraid because he didn't come when they wanted him to come. Y'all see how it happened? They should have had an attitude of expectation because what had he always done since he called them as disciples? Showed up.
Yes.
But look where they were. They were afraid. They had been around him and still were afraid, just like us. But if he done came through in your life, don't you know he's going to keep coming through? If he doesn't come through the way you want him to, it's because you ain't learned something yet. You haven't got to the point where you know what you're supposed to know, so you'll know that you know that you know that you know. So it may not come as fast for you because you still got some lessons you have not humbled to and said, I want to learn that. Y'all still with me?
Yes.
Okay. Faith is an attitude of expectation. The next point, Luke 19:8. We're going to knock this on out. Luke 19:8. Faith results in changed behavior. Faith results in changed behavior. Did y'all hear me? You say you got faith, your behavior ought to be changing. If you got faith, your words ought to be changing. If you got faith, the way you do stuff ought to be changing. You cannot have faith and stay the same way. You can't have faith and still be scared. Am I making sense? Luke 19:8. Let's go. Faith results in changed behavior. Read the verse.
So then Zacchaeus stood up and solemnly declared to the Lord, See, Lord, the half of my goods now give by way of restoration to the poor. And if I have cheated anyone out of anything, I now restore 4 times as much.
Okay, what had he done for most of his life, especially his adult working life? Cheated and stole. So now that he has faith in the one who saved him, what is he doing? His actions are showing that, hey, I know the man now.
Make it right.
I'm making it right. If your faith don't make stuff right, your faith jacked up.
Amen.
That's why I say I'm sick of folks in church talking about they don't like folks. Because if your faith right, you can't be running around talking about you don't like somebody. You can't be running around talking about I can't get along with him. Your faith jacked up. Because if your faith is in the Lord, you're supposed to be done got over that. Your behavior is supposed to be done changed. And you're supposed to be moving on. The devil is a lie. We got too many folks finding too many excuses to keep being the way they are. And that is jacked up. You need to change your raggedy behavior if you got faith. Hello? Anybody here?
In my past life, I've been like it. I'm quite sure a lot of us have been like it.
Absolutely. But we can't stay like that. That behavior got to change. I can't keep saying every year for 10 years that this is just who I am and I'm a jacked up husband and she got to get over it. No, I got to change or I'm going to be in the divorce court. You need to change your raggedy ways. Or it ain't going to work. And she shouldn't have to keep dealing with that just because I don't want to change. Am I making sense?
Amen.
Okay.
Amen to that.
Faith results in changed behavior. This man had been stealing all this money from people, and now it was time to pay up because he was right. This is what I know and believe. When you get right with the Lord, you can't just stay wrong with people.
It's so true.
You can't stay wrong with people when you get right with the Lord. You just can't do it now. You're going to have to go get your mess straightened out.
That's right.
Either you're not walking with him or you're not doing what he says. Because you cannot stay that way if you're going to walk with him.
That is so true.
I don't care who you are. You can be a preacher, pastor, pope, or bishop, or the back door usher. It don't matter.
And all that folks fool themselves and think they can do that though.
Yeah.
And they're only fooling themselves, sending their souls to hell.
That's exactly right. Y'all still here with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. Just checking. You must always demonstrate inward change by outward action.
Yeah.
Yes.
Inward change should always produce outward action. I'm trying to show you something. We say that we love the sisters and the brothers. Okay? It doesn't matter what color you are.
Yeah.
If you truly love sisters and brothers, your inward change ought to be shown by your outward actions.
That's right.
And that's what I love now. I'm starting to see little pockets here and there of all nationalities starting to stand up and say, now, this mess is wrong.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen, because if we truly know the Lord, you can't just be walking around here like, that ain't my problem. I'm doing good over here.
Right.
Because if he hurting, she ought to be hurting.
Exactly.
If he hurting, she ought to be hurting. If she hurting, all of us ought to be hurting. If we love each other. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's why.
But Pastor,
Inward change has to always be seen in our outward actions. So don't tell no lie, you ain't this, you ain't that. If your actions ain't showing that your fruit rotten, I'm just sorry, your fruit rotten.
I agree.
that's why I never understand these churches, these all-white churches that don't want black folks in there.
Or vice versa. Don't leave us out either.
That's
Well,
right.
right, or black churches that don't
That's
want some black people in there. Because if you are a Christian and if you love the Lord, you're supposed to love
Shouldn't matter.
everybody.
It should be
Shouldn't matter
diverse.
what color you are.
Diverse. Amen. But a lot of us, we may not want that change either.
That's true.
And that don't make it right.
That's right.
Y'all with me? Praise the Lord. I'm going to say that again.
Yeah.
You must always demonstrate inward change by outward action. You must show your faith by your changed behavior.
Yes.
You say, well, I have faith in the Lord is my strength and my salvation. I don't like you. Now, what kind of mess is that?
Mess.
Contradicting everything.
Contradict everything about faith.
Yeah.
I got faith in the Lord. Oh, he didn't tell you to change that way? Oh, you must have missed that part. They taught that in Sunday school. Bible study, man. One of those? You wasn't there that day. You got to show your faith by your changed behavior. That's why some of this mess I hear about our Christian beliefs show that this is what it's supposed to be. I don't know what Bible y'all read, but it ain't the one we read.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay? Because changed behavior comes with the faith that I know about.
Yeah.
Amen? All right, let's do this last one and get out of here. Mark 11. Let's go there. Faith without substance. Faith without substance. The Bible says faith is the substance. So now how in the world are you going to have faith without substance? Mark 11 is where we're going. Am I confusing anybody? Anybody lost? All right, good deal. Good deal.
Mark 11.
We got to kill these demons.
Sure do.
All right, start at 11 and stop at 21. Go right ahead. Mark 11, 21. Mark 11, verse 11 through 21 is where we're going. And this is the last point for the night.
And Jesus went into Jerusalem and entered the temple enclosure. And when he had
Now
looked
listen
around,
carefully now. Follow along.
surveying and observing everything, as it was already late, he went out to Bethany together with the 12 apostles. On the following day, when they had come away from Bethany, he was hungry. And seeing in the distance a fig tree covered with leaves, he went to see if he could find any fruit on it. For in the fig tree, the fruit appears at the same time as the leaves. But when he came up to it, he found nothing but leaves.
Nothing but leaves.
For the fig season had not yet come. And he said to it, no one ever again shall eat fruit from you. And his disciples were listening to what he said. And they came to Jerusalem. And he went into the temple area, the porches and courts, and began to drive out those who sold and bought in the temple area. And he overturned the 4-footed tables of the money changers and the seats of those who dealt in doves. And he would not permit anyone to carry any household equipment through the temple enclosure, thus making the temple area a shortcut traffic lane. And he taught and said to them, is it not written, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations? But you have
All
turned,
the nations.
But you have turned it into a den of robbers. And the chief priests and the scribes heard of this and kept seeking some way to destroy him, for they feared him, because the entire multitude was struck with astonishment at his teaching. And when evening came on, he and his disciples, as accustomed, went out of the city. In the morning, when they were passing along, they noticed that the fig tree was withered completely away to its roots. And Peter remembered and said to him, Master, look, the fig tree which you doomed has withered away.
The fig tree you cursed is dry and dead.
Yeah.
Let me help you. He goes to the temple, but on the way he sees a fig tree. What does a fig tree supposed to do? Produce figs.
Yes.
Okay, but it what?
Yeah.
He goes to the temple, and what does he see?
Even.
Thieving and selling and no worship.
Exactly.
So he was using the one to tell the story of the other.
That's right.
The fig tree didn't produce, so I'm going to curse it, and we going to let it die. And I'm going into this worship house that they supposed to be worshiping me in spirit and truth, but they done got their own thing and own way of doing stuff. They're not worshiping me. They selling stuff. They doing all this other foolishness. I'm about to clean it up too, because it ain't doing what it's supposed to do.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Uh-oh. The temple was supposed to be a place of worship,
Yeah.
but true worship had disappeared.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me, if true worship stops, his presence will leave and it will dry up and wither away? We don't like to believe that. The fig tree died and his presence left this house after he cleaned it out because they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. I'm trying to show you something. The fig tree showed promise of fruit, but it produced nothing. Showed promise. We still looking like church, but what are we doing? We showing promise, but the truth is being shown when we see real issues come to light.
Yeah.
Where is the church? Where is the church? Where is the church? Where are all these people who say they are the church? The true worshipers that say they worship in spirit and truth. They look like a dead fig tree now.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen. Religious life without substance. Church doors open every Sunday. We sing the songs, we say the words, we look religious, but no substance. You should not want to be that church. And notice I didn't say be in that church. I said you should not want to be that church.
Yeah.
That's religious with no substance.
Yeah.
So if he cussed a fig tree, it was because it didn't do what it was supposed to do. What do you think he's going to do to the church of today if it's not doing what it's supposed to do? There's not going to be any power in that house.
Wow.
We can't change nothing because there won't be no power there. I lose anybody?
No.
What's your point for that scripture, Pastor?
Faith without substance. We can't just be a church with no substance.
Yeah.
We can't just be people who say, I'm an usher, I'm an elder, I'm a pastor, I'm a co-pastor, I'm a sister pastor, that don't mean nothing.
No.
That don't mean anything.
Exactly.
If you can't do anything.
Wow.
So right now, if your faith has been tested, it's being tested so it can go to work. Faith without works is dead. He's been allowing you to go through stuff to liven your faith. How many of you right now, if someone were trying to hurt your children, you would fight for them? How many in here right now, if someone were trying to hurt your children, or if you don't have children, you got nieces and nephews, you would hurt somebody if not kill them? Okay, I saw all the hands. Let me share something with y'all. Who are they hurting right now?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get y'all to see. You got to open your eyes again.
Yes. The children.
They're your children, your nephews, your cousins. If they're not yours, they're somebody's.
Yeah.
And that's the way you got to start seeing this. So it does matter. It's injustice and it's wrong. And that's what the church has been put here to do. Stand up against wrong and injustice.
Yes.
Any questions?
Wow.
In biblical days, those things were done, but you don't see it happening anymore much in modern times.
Yeah, because we ain't had these things going on in a long
You
time.
don't see what happened. You don't see
What
what
happened?
happened.
How everybody stood up and fought.
Yeah, for their families.
You do see it happening. It's just not as much here.
Well,
It's not in concentrated
in this
efforts.
country, just saying, not in
Yeah.
this country.
It's
It's
just
still-
not in concentrated efforts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but it's not.
It's sporadic.
yeah, it's happening. It's just,
And you still have other countries fully going to war for their beliefs.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But it's just not happening as much here in America. But now that we're getting a taste of a lot of stuff that we've not seen in years, we're going to have to start.
It will.
And we're gonna rise. We're going to rise. Just like the old bread in the oven.
Yeah.
We're going to rise.
It will.
Christians are going to rise. And I'm not just talking about black Christians, white Christians, red Christians. All Christians and all people are going to rise up and something is going to happen.
Yeah.
I hope a war doesn't happen to make that happen.
No.
Hey, sometimes that
I
happens.
know it.
That too.
Oh, it's gonna be a war.
You're getting there.
But we going to have to do something.
Exactly. We get
Yes.
there. We get there. It's small pockets. We getting there.
Sunday was something, you were giving a children lesson, a parents lesson too, about how they need to, change and be a leader for the children and other children. And I saw something today, it amazed me how a young man was called as a hero. He was on, Steve Harvey show one time. He chose him as a hero because he saw two boys getting ready to fight.
I saw it on Facebook.
You see it, he had a Muslim faith. He stopped them and made them shake their hands. And they said that they could, they apologized and said they had no reason to be fighting in the first place. And he said, how many people are doing that now? Some parents are edging their children to fight each other.
That's the type of stuff that we've got to stop.
Instead of stopping fight between children, they will kill each other and kill their own ways.
That's it. That's it. But we got to change. We can't be church as usual and just come get taught, get sung to, prayed to, and go home and do nothing. When you see that young lady, that young man on the street that's doing stuff, speak to them. Get to know them so we can make a difference. We got to. We got to make a difference. Yes.
Today, like at work today, I was working with a young lady, very young, and I had this customer, and she was just chewing this young girl up. She was almost at tears. And I stepped in, which I normally don't do, and I had to give it to the customer. And when I was finished telling her, I said, and have a blessed day. And the girl just started to laugh. She was, from tears, she was laughing. She said, how could you just chew this customer out and tell her in the same breath, have a blessed day? But you know, that's me. I was telling her, you know, because Macy's have policies, you know, but as employees we have to follow those policies. Mm-hmm. And customers don't, you know, they want what they want, no matter anybody's cost. And that's really the girl was trying to tell her in a really soft voice that she was just going off on that child, you know, and the girl was just doing her job. Wow. Yeah, and we experience that all the time.
Pray for boldness.
Yeah.
Keep praying for boldness so we can all step up. I had an experience at the VA, I believe it was last week. We were all kind of, as I was coming out, I had gotten an ID made, and I was coming out, and it was talking about Kyrie Irving and LeBron James and how he doesn't want to play with him anymore. He wants to be traded. And this guy said, well, he got a right to do whatever he want to do. He can go wherever he want to go. And this older gentleman who's been fought back in some of the old wars, I mean, back, 85 years old, he had sat there, and I noticed he had not said a word. And this guy just kept talking. He had monopolized the whole situation, the whole room. This older gentleman said, you know what? He said, you're wrong. He said, you're just selfish, just like that young man is selfish. He said, no, it's not what's best for him. He said, it's what's best for everybody. And he said, you have not overcome because you selfish. And that young man, he was older than me, he walked on out of the VA and kept going, never said another word. That man said, that's the problem right now, y'all. He said, it's too much selfishness going on, and we can't get nothing done because we worried about it's best for me. He said, but what about what's best for all of us? I said, I want to talk to him. So I had to spend about 30 minutes talking to that man. Because he had been somewhere, he had done some things. He had a PhD, had been a school teacher. Old dude sitting here, had on an old war hat. You knew he done been through some stuff. Exactly. But, you know, everybody just overlooking him. I'm like, no, I want to talk to you. Yeah. And so we stood and talked. And he had a lot to say. Yeah. He said, there's no respect anymore. Yeah. For old people. He said, but y'all can't do it without our wisdom. Y'all got strength, but we got wisdom.
That's right.
He said, and y'all need what we got, and we need what y'all got. He said, but we got to do it together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is true.
So we can't get rid of the old. We got to have.
Yes.
And they can't get rid of the young because they need us.
That's right.
We got to do it together.
Well said.
Let's get ready to go home.
Well said.
Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for joining us on Facebook Live. And if the Lord should lead you to bless this ministry, please go to freshbreadministry.com. You can give online, however you're led to do it, how much you're led to do it. So that we can continue to reach out and do what it is we need to do as a ministry for God's people. Amen? Amen. All right, let us stand. We're going to go home. Will someone pray us out tonight? Give us our closing prayer. We'll go on out of here. Come on, AJ, close us out tonight.
I apologize. Father, we thank you for bringing us together one more time today, Lord God, and thank you for letting us have a good time at Bible class tonight, Lord God. I ask you, Lord God, as we all get ready to head back home, Lord God, that you give us traveling grace and mercy. Let us return back to our homes with nothing done to us or to our home, Lord God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. That's all we need.
Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all for coming.